Hi there, my name is Joel Orr, and say if you've come here today looking for information on how you can write your own book, well, you've come to the right place. I have written 10 books. I've been writing books for many years, and the first 5 that I wrote were really rough, and so I took some time and I interviewed a bunch of people, some prolific authors, and I extracted from them just what techniques they used in order to write a book quickly. I created a method from those techniques that I learned from the prolific authors and became a prolific author myself. Check me out on Amazon.com or just on the web, and you'll see that I've written a whole bunch of books. Moreover, I've taught many people to write books really quickly. What it says on my business card is write your book in 30 days or less at just an hour a day. And I can help you do exactly that. But today, I have a very special tip that I wanted to share with you. So you're considering writing a book, but the question that comes to your mind immediately is, okay, who's going to want to publish my book? That used to be a major obstacle for anyone to write a book and to get it out, because there's a relatively small number of publishers and a relatively large number of aspiring authors, and getting the ear of a publisher often requires an agent, and even getting the ear of an agent requires a lot of legwork. Today that is no longer the case because of a couple of kinds of powerful technologies that have evolved. One is the print-on-demand technology. Print-on-demand technology means that there are now machines that will take a picture file of the cover of the book and a Word or PDF file of the content of the book and produce a single copy of a book, softcover or hardcover, at a price that is within the range of what people can afford. For example, you can get a 200-page book with a full color cover, 6 by 9 inch, that's trade book size, produced at a cost in single quantity of about $11. So you could sell that book for $15 and still be making a significant profit. So that's very powerful, because that means you don't have to invest in 1,000 or 10,000 books in order to have an economic price per book. Also, there are cheap printers, so that if you can order as few as 500 books, the $11 for that 200-page book now comes down to about $3.50 per book. So now we're talking very low price per book. Again, if you can sell it for $15, you are now making a significant sum per book. And that's just for book sales. Excuse me. So that means that in order to get your book physically out there, you don't need a publisher. You can publish it yourself. But you say, I've heard that you need things like an ISBN, which is a number used by bookstores and libraries to categorize the book. That's true, but you can buy one online for a few dollars. It's not a big deal. Well, you say, but what about promotion, advertising? If I go with a major publisher, won't they promote the book? Well, the sad fact of the matter is sort of and not so much. In other words, I recently spoke with the former VP of sales of a major New York publisher who had been VP of sales there successfully for 13 years. And he said, unfortunately, what most authors don't realize is I get a certain budget for promoting all the books on my list, and then I get all the books on the list, and I'm going to allocate that entire budget to promoting the top 10 or 20 books on the list. The other books are all going into the hands of my salespeople, who will go out there and just pass them along to the bookstores and the other channels that we use in the normal course of events. There won't be much promotion. When you sign a contract with a major publisher, the standard author's contract says a number, something on the order of 10% for the author. So if it's a book they're selling for $15, that means you'd get $1.50 for every book. Unfortunately, in practice, and when you read the fine print, you'll realize that that number is closer to 50 cents to $1 per book. Secondly, the standard author's contract from major publishers gives them total ownership of the intellectual property. If you want to release a different version of the book or turn the book into a course or something else, you may discover that your contract with your publisher prohibits you from doing that. Also, you're going to find out that if you want your book promoted and you didn't make it onto the VP of Sales list, you're going to have to promote it yourself, and it's only going to net you 50 cents to $1 per book. So these are all the sad facts of the traditional publishing arrangement. It's no longer necessary for you to go through that. Moreover, even if you want to be published by a major publisher, it simply makes sense for you to first self-publish your book at very low cost, invest the effort to sell a couple of thousand of copies, and then when you come to the publisher, you're not coming like a begging author, you are coming with a person offering a business deal. And so you no longer have to live in the standard author's terms from the major publisher. You can say, look, my book is finished. That's something that may not be the case for many new authors that the publisher signs. Secondly, all by myself, I've managed to sell a couple thousand copies of it. That's a confirmation that there really is a market for the book. So now your contract with the publisher may look completely different. You now have some leverage. Well, that was just one of a whole bunch of tips that I have for you on my website, joeltrainsauthors.com, just like it says up there. And in fact, if you'll go to my website right now to joeltrainsauthors.com, I have a couple of free gifts for you. I want to give you my free book, a 100-page book on how to write your book in 30 days or less. And I want to invite you to a free webinar for which you can register on my website. So head over there right now to joeltrainsauthors.com, and I will see you there.